Hello, I'm Lisa Miola. Welcome to Just Yoga. If you've been with me in the past, you know we use a chair to help raise the floor and lower anxiety as we do our yoga practice. Today, I introduce to you Child's Pose. We will be getting on the floor to start. If you have a soft pillow, thin pillow, or one of these knee pads, a gardening pad, that would be great. If you're older or if you're a runner, for whatever reason, if your knees are sensitive and you need something, please put it down on the mat. And we're going to make our way down to the floor and onto that pillow, that pad, and we're going to start our practice in Child's Pose. So in Child's Pose, traditional Child's Pose, knees are hip distance apart, and we sit back and extend forward. That may or may not work or resonate with you. It may be difficult to get to that point with your head. You can try one potato, two potato, and rest right on those potatoes. You may open up the knees, bringing the feet closer together. If your knees are still uncomfortable here, you may want to take a second pillow and just put them behind the knees, and that'll take some of the pressure off. So whatever option you choose, let's get into our Child's Pose of choice and begin our breathing. And just try to settle into our practice today. Taking whatever's on our mind and letting it spill onto the mat. Let the mat take all our worries away. Unclenching the jaw, relaxing the shoulders. So wherever you are, whatever option you've chosen, let's come onto all fours into our tabletop. So maybe repositioning, keeping our shoulders over the wrists, hips are over the knees. And if you have sensitive wrists, feeling free to make those one potato, two potato fists and coming up as such. We're going to extend back, pressing the heel and coming in and the right. So spinal balance, just lifting at hip height. We don't want to go way up here. We want to stay at hip height. And then maybe adding the breath, inhaling and exhaling at your own discretion. I want yoga to feel good for you and not stressful. So wherever you are, coming back into that tabletop position, now we're going to extend back the left foot and reach through with that right hand. And bring them both back towards the center. So tightening the core, reaching through that back heel, and then adding the breath. Do not hold the breath. We're holding the core, the abdominals tight, not the breath. and nice and easy. Matching breath with movement. Wonderful. So moving into our cat-cows and just continuing to warm up the spine. So pushing the earth away, tucking the chin, rounding the spine into our cat, and then looking upward, arching the back into our cow. And then moving into cat, a nice flow, and using your breath. Inhale and exhale. And again, my breath doesn't have to match yours as long as your movement matches your breath. There's beauty in breath, beauty in movement. So wherever you are, coming into our tabletop position and coming up just to on your knees. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Great, so we can face each other. We're going to move into our gate pose. So that's a new pose. Hands are on our hips and we are strong. Shoulders are over the hips, which are over the knees. We're going to take that right foot out to the side and plant that foot on the floor. So we're not leaning forward. We're not leaning sideways. We are strong and we are upright. Now we're going to take that right hand down the leg, sweep up the left into our gate pose. Wonderful. And breathe into the side body long. And then coming into the middle and maybe adding a little flow to that. So coming down the opposite side, in through the middle and up into gate pose. Matching your movement and breath. So let's be up back in the center. And then we're going to tip to the left. Tip, tip, tip to the left. Take that right hand on the hip. So you can have your hand in a fist, in spider fingers. You can have it flat. And we're just going to play and lift up the right foot and lower. Lift up the right foot and lower. And lift and lower. Staying strong. Maybe looking over that right shoulder. Maybe reaching up when you reach up with the leg. Just playing with it. And now let's bring that up and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring that down, coming back into the middle, and everything comes back into the center. Excellent. So remember that we're going to use that little ditty later on when we're working on our balance. So now we'll take the left foot out to the side. My mat's not long enough, but that's okay. Reaching the arms out and into our gate pose. So feeling the side body long, breathing into the side body. And coming into the middle, and then bringing some flow into the gate. Touching down on the right, into the center, over to the left. Taking our time, building up heat, building up breath and beauty and flow. And let's meet up in the center now. Bring everything back to the middle and just pause for a moment. How do we feel? Good. So I'm going to turn around and I have my chair here. I'm going to get rid of this knee pad, but I'll keep it nearby in case I need it. So my chair is here. I'm going to curl the toes into the back and moving into our downward facing dog. So pushing the hips back, bringing the head in between the arms, ears grazing the forearms. So I want you to focus on that upper back, that head, not worry about your feet, not worry about those heels. Just want you to breathe energy and strength into that upper back. Then, if you'd like to play and gently pedal through the back heels, that's fine, one at a time. But our goal is definitely not to get those heels down. That's not the goal of this downward facing dog. And notice my knees are bent quite a bit than traditional downward facing dog. That's going to take a little bit of pressure off my lower back. So if you tend to have lower back issues, I invite you to do the same. So now we're done with the pedaling. We're going to step forward 1 foot, 2 feet, and coming all the way up into our mountain pose. So just pause for a moment. Just checking in with yourself. How do you feel? Are you anxious? Are you sore? Are you breathless? Are you worried? Are you happy? How do you feel? Let's bring the hands to the heart. Just close the eyes, look inward for a moment. I'm so happy you've joined me today. That's how I'm feeling, happy. And releasing the hands down into our mountain pose, checking ourselves, and then flowing into chair. So reaching forward, pushing into the heels, making sure the knees do not go beyond the toes, and then into mountain. And into chair, and our mountain. And into chair, and our mountain. And give me one more. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Options to bring the arms in into prayer or on your hips. It's up to you. I want your thighs to tingle. I don't want you to worry about your arms. Last breath. And coming back into mountain pose. Terrific. I want you to take a generous step backwards, and feet are pointed towards the corners of your mat. So towards the corners of your mat. Great. So we're moving into our horse stance and then coming up. Nice, easy flow. Horse and up. So just warming up those inner thighs. And then maybe adding some arms. So reaching up and coming in. Beautiful. So moonflowers. We've done this before. Yeah. Inhale, exhale. Nice and easy. So bringing the palms together and just heel toe the feet in just a little bit. And going into a smaller horse stance, but we're going to come into an introductory garland pose. So bringing the elbows onto the knees. So we're not going all the way down in traditional garland, comes down a little bit further. We're going to just stay here and we're just going to play with this. I invite you, we're going to turn and face the chair. We're now in our runner's lunge pose. So right foot is forward, left foot is back. We're in our runner's lunge. And breathing. Taking the back foot, dropping the heel, placing the fingers behind the back, and moving into our humble warrior. So belly towards the thigh, there's still bend in this knee. Releasing those hands, find your chair, and I want you to straighten out that front leg. And we're going to hinge just a little further until your body says to stop. So follow my lead, follow my voice, but listen to your body. So we're in our pyramid pose. So both feet are flat, both feet are straight, legs are straight, torso is facing forward. And we feel a nice stretch in the hamstring, but not a pull and not a pain. We're going to bend that front knee. We're going to step forward, moving into our chair. Up to extended mountain. Tall, 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 looking skyward. And exhale, bring that all the way down. So stepping back again, and on the other side of the mat, I'm not going to use the chair. I don't have two chairs. So I invite you, if you'd like to either move your chair or face the other way, that's perfectly fine, whatever you choose to do when you use your chair. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. So stepping back, feet are at the opposite corners, 45 degrees, moving into our horse stance. Up and down, nice and easy. Adding some arms, yes. Palms together. We're going to bring the feet in just a little bit more into our Garland pose, modified. So we're sitting on this invisible chair behind us. And now I'm turning to the other side without my chair, and this will show you the difference in the floor as opposed to the chair. So I'm in my runner's lunge, back foot, heel is off the floor, front leg is bent. Breathing, keeping the torso tall, looking over the edge of the mat, the edge of your chair, wherever you decided to move with me today. And then nice and easy, coming up, lowering that back heel into our warrior one. Torso is facing forward, feet are flat, front knee is bent. Placing the fingers behind and tilting into our humble warrior. Again, back foot is flat, front knee is bent. So we're going to release the fingers. We're going to straighten out that front leg and just take about a half a step forward. And now we're hinging at the hips, moving into our pyramid. So if you have your chair, you're going to be right here on the chair. I'm going to use my thighs as a base of focus. And just breathing into the beauty of the shape of a pyramid. Feeling that nice stretch in the hamstring. And when you're ready, coming up into your warrior one and stepping to the front of your mat. Excellent. Okay, let's move on. So we were going to start in our tree pose today. If you remember, tree pose is one of the most well-known yoga stability poses. So we'll start with putting all our weight on our right foot. Toes are on the floor on the left. Bringing the knee out to the side. Excellent. If you feel brave enough, strong enough, bringing it up to the calf on the side. Finding that focal point to look at, finding something to breathe upon. Maybe adding some branches to your tree. And again, trees blow in the breeze, so don't be disturbed if you are blowing in the breeze. And when you're ready, take it down. Excellent. So all the weight is on this left leg, right toes are on the floor, bringing the knee to the side. And then you decide how you want your tree to grow. And you know, if you tippy toe over next to your chair, it's here for you. That chair is here for you to tell you you're okay. So don't be afraid to use that. Even just a slight graze will tell your brain you're safe. You will stay balanced. Tree can be fun, and trees do blow in the breeze. So when you're ready, bring it down. Excellent. At the beginning, when we were being playful with our gate pose, lifting up the leg, I was secretly preparing you for half moon pose. So I invite you to face your chair, and we're going to step back with the left foot. Doesn't have to be a big step. We're going to bend that front knee, and we're going to reach out the arms. Looks familiar, right? It's kind of like a warrior two. Yay. And I'm going to put this hand on the chair. What does this look like? Side angle bend? Yes. So we've done this. We feel okay with this. Yes. Now we're going to push off. We're going to straighten that front leg and lift the back. Ta-da! You are in a half moon pose. Flexing the foot, breathing. You're confident, you're comfortable. We're just a little higher up, that's all. And take your time, lowering back into our side angle, into our warrior two, and then coming to the front of the chair. Can we do the other side? I think you can do it. I'm pretty sure you can. So stepping back with the other foot, a little bend in that front knee, moving into our warrior two, bending and finding our side angle, hand is on the hip, and then lifting that back leg, flexing the foot, straightening the front. Half moon pose. And when you're ready, lowering the back, bending that front, coming up to our warrior two, and stepping in front of the chair. You did it. You did fantastic. I applaud you. So let's transition down to the floor. We'll do a little bit of abdominal work. And we're almost done, and then we'll do our Shavasana. So inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Coming down one knee at a time. 1 and 2. And then moving backwards until we are on our bottom. Excellent. So we're going to extend both legs out straight. Both legs out straight. We're going to move the flesh of our bottoms away from each other So you can really feel the sits bones. And if you think you're slouching backwards, if you feel like you're not very strong here, we're going to push ourselves up like a tent and use these spider fingers to keep ourselves tall. This is our staff pose. Our staff pose. So this is almost like a mountain pose down low, down on the mat, down on our bottoms. So same concept. Ears are over the shoulders, which are over the hips. And just breathing, just pushing through the heels, just feeling a nice little stretch through the backs of both legs. So now we're going to take our right foot, we're going to bend the knee, and we're going to step it over the left. We're going to hug with our left hand and just gently, gently twisting towards the right. So this is our sage pose. Trying not to compromise this beautiful posture. And nice and easy coming out of the pose, out of the twist, stepping back over and straightening into that staff pose. Reset yourself, and let's take that left foot, bending the knee, stepping it over. We're going to take the right hand, we're going to hug, and just gently twisting to the left. Very small. Every time you breathe, you get a little taller, maybe you twist a little deeper, but not forcing it. It should be like you're gently melting into it. Coming back into the center and taking that foot up and over and bending both legs. And we're going to gently guide ourselves down, down, down onto our back. So feet are flat, knees are bent, palms are on the floor. So we've introduced that bridge pose, so this should not be too unfamiliar to you. So we're going to push into the palms, into the feet, lifting our lower back off the floor and gently coming back down and pushing up and down. And again, find your own pace, use your own breath. You are the musician, you are the beautician of your own body. So wherever you are, I'd like you to just pause. We're going to extend the right foot forward, heel pressing down, and reaching over with the left hand overhead. And then coming back to the center. So we're going to keep alternating left and right. Lake Mudra. Lake Mudra. And as we extend our limbs, we're going to squish that space that's underneath our back. So there should be no space as we suck our belly button to the back of our torso. Pushing through the heel and reaching overhead, opposite arm. So finishing up your round, we're coming back into the center and just taking in both knees, grabbing behind and just gently massaging the lower back. Nice and easy. Oof. And lowering both feet to the ground. And bringing the arms out to the side like a letter T. We're going to drop the knees to the right, looking over the left shoulder, keeping the shoulders on the mat. Very gently coming back into the middle. And letting the knees fall to the left, looking over the right shoulder. And again, coming quietly, slowly back into the middle. And bringing one hand on the heart, one hand on the abdomen. And you may keep your knees bent, or if you like, you can extend the legs forward. Just settling in these last few moments into our Shavasana. Bringing your awareness to the heartbeat. With each beat, blood is flowing through our body, keeping it strong, mobile. Each breath bringing in oxygen, nutrients for our organs, our skin, our muscles. And just being aware of the magnitude of something so simple like the breath or the heartbeat can do so many amazing things. But it's you and your spirit that brings the body to life. You are more than the breath. You are more than the heartbeat. You are a gift from God and Mother Earth. With your eyes still closed, I ask you to bring that right knee into the chest, and then gently making some circles with that right ankle in one direction and the other. Planting the foot on the mat, knee is bent. And doing the same with the left knee into the chest, making some nice circles with the ankle in one direction and the other. Take your time. And then gently guiding that foot to the mat, knee is bent. Slowly moving onto your side into a fetal position. Just taking a few last breaths to appreciate all that you've accomplished during this class. So proud that you decided to take time for yourself. Because the more you take care of you, the better you can take care of those around you. You can start to blink open the eyes and push yourself up into a seated position. And bringing the hands together at the heart center, just to feel what we've experienced. I thank you once again for joining me. I bow to you in gratitude. Namaste. Thank you again. I'll see you soon.